In this video, we'll be covering how to update your data with an import. If you have a spreadsheet of data that you would like to add to existing contacts or activities in Wealthbox, you can do so by doing an import update. Before we walk through adding the file, it's important to know what the import update tool uses to find the correct record to update. When performing an import update, the import tool will use either the internal Wealthbox ID or an external ID that you might have imported from your previous CRM. The best way to find that information is by running a report where you can include the ID or external unique ID as well as other basic information like the contact name to be able to distinguish between the records. So I'll go ahead and pull up a quick report that I have built out here. And keep in mind that performing an import update is overwriting certain fields with new information. So it's always recommended to also include the field that you're updating in the report so that you have a backup of the data that you're overwriting just in case you ever need to recover it. In this specific example, I'm actually only pulling up records that are tagged with A-list client because I'm converting my client segmentation to a custom field, which is a single select dropdown. So in my report, I've of course included that filter, but I also have my display fields, including the name of the individual, so I could confirm, that internal ID, as well as the new tier field. Once you do run the report, you could go ahead and export it, open it, make your changes to that data. In this case, I would update the tier column to all say tier 1, and then I'm ready to go ahead and import it. Once your spreadsheet is ready, you could go ahead and save the file, and now we're ready to import the file. By navigating to your settings under the 3-dot menu at the top right, you could click on Import on the left-hand side, and you'll find a couple of options near the bottom of this page that allow you to perform updates. You could go ahead and click on the records that you're wanting to update. In this case, I will be clicking on Contacts and simply follow the on-screen prompts. Again, as I had mentioned before, you do have a notice at the very top that lets you know that this is overwriting information. So I'll go ahead and include that file that I would like to import here. Now that I've selected my spreadsheet, I'm ready to go ahead and click on Import. The next step here is where I actually choose the identifier that I would like to use to find the records in Wealthbox. So I'll choose the mapping key to be the internal ID, and I'll choose the column where that report included the ID, which in this case is column B. And I'm ready to go ahead and continue. This is the import mapping page. This is where I get to choose what information I actually would like to import. In this case, I will go ahead and uncheck name. I've only used that as a reference. And because the column matched the actual field that I'm updating, because it was included in the report, it's pre-selected to the field in Wealthbox. I could also click into this dropdown and choose the field that I would like to update. On the right-hand side, I will see the first 3 rows just as examples of what information is going to be added into Wealthbox. I could go ahead and click on Continue, and there's one more very important screen with an option here. On this screen, we have the ability to choose what happens to blank cells within our spreadsheet. If you would like to ignore those blank values and not update it at all, you could select the first option. If you would like blank cells to actually clear out that field and make sure that it's empty, you could select the second option. In this case, I'll go ahead and leave that first option selected and continue with my import. Now you're all set. Your new data will be imported and it will update your existing records. If you actually navigate back to the reports and find that report that you built to actually generate that data that you updated, this is a really good way to confirm that those updates actually went through, because now if I refresh that data, I'll see those fields are now updated with the new information. And keep in mind, if you are wanting to update certain contact data like addresses, phone numbers, emails, or websites, keep in mind that that requires a slightly different process, as those fields can have multiple options. If we navigate back to the import page within our settings, you'll find that all of these options are separated here. To find more information on how you can include multiple options within your spreadsheet, feel free to check out our knowledge base where you'll find an article that goes in details on that. And that's how you update your data with an import in Wealthbox. You can find more videos in our how-to video library.